Audio off. Say you have the audio off. You're good.
Yeah.
I'm put the presentation up if you want to flip. You want to do it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yes, I did.
You want to put it up there? I'll
Basically.
Audio's not coming through.
32 p.m. at the Delaware Center for Learning and Leadership. Introduction to roll call.
Mr. Daniel Gaffer,
Present.
Mr. Jason Olson,
Here.
Mr. Matt Blackwood,
Present.
Mr.
Well,
Alex
audio's not
McCoy,
coming through.
Here.
Ms. Leanne Harding. Here. Mr. Nathan Myers. And not present, Mr. David McDonald, and Mr. Darrell Martin.
We'll have the annual financial management report, the year-end audit for 2020.
Any more trustees?
No.
This is the 2019-20 annual financial management report. Next for the 2018.
Thank you. Your audio now. Yeah.
Often referred to as the first rating, is the financial integrity rating system of Texas. It was adopted by the legislature in 1999 to achieve quality performance and management of school district financial resources. Implemented in 2003, changed in August 2015, and changes authorized by HB 5, Section 49, 83rd Texas Legislature. In 3 phases, requiring separate worksheets for the 2015, 16, and 17 historical data was 2019, and then 2019-20. This year's presentation is from last year's 2018-19 data, includes 15 financial indicators. The science financial rating of fail to pass for each of the first 4 indicators. Indicator 5 is not scored this year, and 1 through 10 points for indicator 6 through 15, the highest possible points is 100. And I'd first like to acknowledge Jesse Weiss and all that effort he put into gathering all this data. And LEISD received the highest rating in A for superior. Passed all indicators to score 98 points at 100 possible. Indicator number 1 is audit submitted on time and passed. Indicator 2, audit by modified opinion, passed. Indicator 3, debt paid on time, passed. Indicator 4, time payments to government agencies, passed. Indicator 5, again, this is not scored this year. Indicator 6 is sufficient cash on hand to pay expenditures, that 10 points at 10. Indicator 7, current assets to current liabilities ratio, 10 points. Indicator 8, long-term liabilities to total asset ratio, 10 points. Indicator 9, sufficient fund balance, 10 points. Indicator 10, debt service coverage ratio, 10 points. Indicator 11, administrative cost ratio, 8 points at 10. We'll go further detail on that indicator. Indicator 12, student to staff ratio, 10 points. Indicator 13, team submission, 10 points. Indicator 14, audit free material weaknesses, 10 points. And indicator 5, no financial hardship adjustment, 10 points. Now, indicator 1, the question was the completed annual financial report and data submitted to the Texas Education Agency TEA within 30 days of January 28th for the school districts with the fiscal year end August 31st? Yes. And prior year, we also passed. Indicator 2A question, was there an unmodified opinion in the annual financial report on the financial statements as a whole? Yes. Prior years also passed, yes. Indicator 2B, did the external independent auditor report that the annual financial report was free of any instances of material weaknesses in internal controls of financial reporting and compliance for local, state, and federal funds? Yes. And prior years, yes. Indicator 3. Question is, was the school district in compliance with the payment terms of all debt agreements at fiscal year end? Yes. And prior years, yes. Indicator 4. The school district made timely payments to the teacher retirement system, Texas Workforce Commission, Internal Revenue Service, and other government agencies? Yes. And prior years, yes. Indicator 5, this year is not scored. And last year, I just didn't score this year. Question 6, was it number of days of cash on hand and current investments in the general fund for the school district sufficient to cover operating expenditures? Yes. And the threshold 10 points if greater than 90 days. Result 171 days, 10 points, and last year 180 days. Indicator 7, what's the measure of current asset to current liabilities ratio for the school district sufficient to cover short-term debt? Yes, and 10 points for if the ratio is greater than 3, and you get 7.4. Prior year 15.2. And estimated we paid we had our construction projects going on at that point in time, and so we paid off a lot of our construction projects, so our cash came down. Indicator 8 was the ratio of long-term liabilities to total assets for the school district sufficient to support long-term solvency. If the school district's increase of students in membership over 5 years was 7% or more, the school district passes this indicator. And the LEISD was good at 7%. Got 10 points at 0.6 below 6.0. And we're at 8.843, but our growth is 12%. In prior year also, we passed with a growth of over 5 years at 13.73%. Indicator 9, did the school district's general fund revenues equal or exceed expenditures? Excluding facilities acquisition and construction, if not, was the school district's number of days of cash on hand greater than or equal to 60 days? The threshold 10 points of revenue. If expenditures drop, our revenue is -1, greater than 0. LEISD is 0.1064 or 171 days. We had 10 points, and last year was 188 days. Indicator 10, was the debt service coverage ratio sufficient to meet the required debt service? 10 points, if the result is 1.2 or greater. LEISD at points 10. Prior year 1.8, we received 10 points. Indicator 11 was the school district's administrative cost ratio equal to or less than the threshold ratio. The threshold is 10 points, if less than or equal to 0.1. The LEISD is 0.1052, so we received 8 points. In prior year, the administrative ratio was 0.1062, so you can see that was decreasing a little bit this year for the 2018-19 data again. And this is a historical ratio on ratios on administrative ratios. Again, was the school district's administrative cost ratio equal to or less than the threshold ratio? And this is for 5,000 to 9,999 students. You need a ratio to be equal to or less than 0.1. And prior year in 2017-18, it is at 0.1062. And 2018-19, this year, it will be 0.1004. 1052. And in 2019-20, we're estimating that'll be 0.1009. In 2021, anticipated to be below 0.1. Indicator 12, did the school district not have a 15% decline in students to staff ratio over 3 years, total enrollment to total staff? If the student enrollment did not decrease, the school district will automatically pass this indicator. And, the answer is yes, so they're 10 points out of 10, and prior years also yes. Do the comparison of public education information management system, which most PEIMS data, to like information school districts and financial report resulted in total variance of less than 3% of all expenditures by function, yes. And so we received 10 points out of 10, and prior was also yes. Indicator 14, did external independent auditor report that the annual financial report was free of any instances of material noncompliance or grants, contracts, and laws related to local, state, or federal funds? Yes, it was free of any material noncompliance, and you're at 10 points, and last year's also yes. Indicator 15, did school district not receive an adjusted repayment schedule for more than one fiscal year for an over allocation of foundation school program funds as a result of a financial hardship? Yes, and you're at 10 points. And last year, also, the answer was yes. So the summary, school first summary, answered yes to indicators 1 through 4, and indicator 5 was not scored. We scored 98 out of 100 possible points of indicators 6 through 14. Rating received is A for superior. The first rating transparency data, superintendent employment contracts posted on middle elm IC. And reimbursements received by or expenses paid for on behalf of the superintendent and board members posted on the Middle IC's website. No gifts have been reported by the board members or superintendent for the 2018-19 fiscal year. No business transaction between the LEISD and board members have occurred for the 2018-19 fiscal year. And this is reimbursements received by or expenses paid or on behalf of the superintendent and board members for 2018-19. And these are posted on the website. Do you have any questions?
Question from the board?
Thank you.
Appreciate it very much. Ms. Morris, do we have any citizen input? Do I have a motion to adjourn this public hearing? Sergeant, first, second. Second by Mr. Blackwood. All those in favor, raise your hand. All opposed? Motion passes. We will adjourn the meeting officially at 5:45 p.m.